Hi! Welcome to episode 18 of the APE Podcast. Today, we are being joined by Saskatoon's own, the Faps.
Woo, woo, woo.
Comprised of Blair.
Hi.
Skylar.
Yo.
And then I'm joined by Patrick over here.
Yo.
Ian's rocking the boards.
No, he's not.
Devin's going to be back in a second, and we'll be joined by Ian.
Well, hopefully.
Cool. You guys had a bit of a rugged trip over here?
Everything in our entire lives is rugged.
Yeah, it's been pretty trying since pretty much getting to Toronto 10 days. I don't know how many days. It feels like 10 days. I think it was 2 days ago. 3 days ago.
It could have been a month. It could have been an hour. There's no way to tell.
What else went wrong? So your van broke down on your way here.
Well, our very first day, our van got towed.
Yeah, van got
Toronto.
towed.
Oh, right. Because you guys are used to just parking in the middle of fucking
'cause
nowhere.
I'm from Saskatchewan, so you can park anywhere there. So you just park on the road. It's fine. No, you can't. Read all the signs. Be smart.
So did you guys play a venue and then you popped out and your van's just gone?
No.
I was at Bovine just getting drunk our first night here.
Right.
I just left the van because I thought it was fine where it was, and it wasn't. It was gone the
you
next
were
morning.
trying to not drink and drive.
Yeah, I was not drinking and driving.
Yeah, you're totally responsible. I've always wondered this because I've never had my vehicle just towed away. How do you find out where the fuck your vehicle went?
Call the cops.
You Google where's my van, and then it's there's the Toronto police page. It's what to do if your van's towed, and it's call this number. So you call them and you stay on hold for half an hour, and then a very nice lady says, yes, your van was towed. You have to tell them where it was, and they're it's
scream at her.
You want to scream at her,
it's not her fault.
You know it's not her fault.
Right, of course.
And she's very helpful and says your van is at this impound lot and you can call them, and that's literally all she knows. She can't tell you why it was towed or anything.
Right.
She's that's where it is, go get it or whatever. And so
You're
then you
the
call
expert.
them and they're yes, come down with $282 and you can have it back.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's
And then you
car
rip up
jail,
the parking ticket
essentially.
that comes with that $200.
Oh yeah, you also get a ticket from the city
you
for
don't have to
$150.
pay it.
Oh my god.
So
But you never pay that because we're not from here.
Yeah, just don't come back.
Yeah, the threat is you
on the run
can't
for
renew your
months.
Ontario plates, which I don't have.
Right,
So there's really no repercussions.
You got
for me.
3 or 4 parking tickets already?
Oh yeah, we've had
We're
a
starting
couple
to
parking
glue
tickets.
them
Well, I
since
mean,
then.
at this rate, you guys
Skylar's
should just try to rack
to
them
the-
up.
We've been
Yeah.
thinking about collecting parking tickets and then
Yeah.
just covering my gear with them.
Oh man, that'd be
and just,
funny as fuck. Yeah,
Yeah.
people collect magnets from around the country or
Yeah.
stickers or whatever. You guys
Yeah,
just
a
collect
good
parking
scrapbook of unpaid parking tickets from out of province.
Hopefully they don't mail them to your house.
They never have. Yeah. Yeah, I've gotten parking tickets on tours for a few years now. I just never paid
No
them, and they never
repercussions.
We're
find
going
you.
to jail because
You guys are just gonna come
Someone-
rolling into a city,
some
and then the
police
meter maids are
officer
gonna
is
beat
gonna-
the shit out of you.
Exactly.
someone's going to watch this and they'll be waiting outside with a squad car for you.
Man, that's funny as fuck.
But yeah, that was, my bass amp stopped working. That's another thing that broke.
Great.
A headlight in the van
That's
is broken,
nothing.
which is nothing. This is
Until
another
you get
thing
the
that
ticket
broke.
for
they'll
it.
get you a
Until you
ticket.
get a ticket for it.
We have a
away.
few spare bulbs,
Put
so
it
I
on
just
the
changed
app.
it.
Right. What kind of van are you guys traveling in?
1991 Plymouth Voyager
Ooh.
with racing stripes.
Ooh.
Hell yeah!
Are they the racing stripes that look like a tapered, checkered flag? Or is it just a solid
No.
line?
They're it's a few different lines along the side. It's
Tapered
kind of weird.
checkered flag would be sick.
That would be
though.
cool.
I think there was a solid 2 or 3 years where they rocked the checkered flag on the side of a van, and you just look at it and you're like, yeah, that thing's not, it's not moving at a
Yeah.
checkerboard pace, that's for sure.
Yeah,
So you guys playing a little band called the Faps.
It's little.
we're very small.
Yeah, just you two guys.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it was sort of like this really sharp but psychedelic punk experience, listening to your records. How would you guys describe your sound?
That's a pretty good way.
All right,
Yeah,
you can
that's
take
fine.
that.
Pretty sharp, and I don't think we're psychedelic in the traditional sense, but I think it's quite strange and unconventional. Which
Yeah,
is
yeah.
Oh
Hey, that's Devin.
you
He's
made it.
going to take over for Ian sitting at the desk there.
Sweet.
Hey, Devin, this is the Faps, dude. This
Hey,
is
Devin.
Blair and
Hey.
Skylar.
Hey guys, sorry I'm late.
It was fine. We were late too.
That's them. That looks
Yeah.
like them.
That's them.
That thing looks like it's broken.
but I can't.
I'm just gonna like awkwardly try to squeeze into.
All right, so immediately we have a video to show you. Do you want to play your video first?
Sure.
Okay.
Oh.
Do you want to
You show
direct
us
Devin
one?
on how to
The
pull it
Facebook
up?
tab.
Oh, are we going YouTube hole or what's going
We
on
got
here?
addicted
No,
to
it's-
wanting to
it's-
post it
it's-
on Instagram.
It's in the
Like,
Facebook tab.
I'm in me mom's car.
There's yeah, right there.
So good.
When I saw your Nanoland shit, I was like,
Oh, yeah,
we're
we
gonna
stayed at
connect
Nanoland's
with
house.
these guys. What?
Yeah,
Well, we're gonna get into that next.
Yeah, okay.
We'll watch this. PK, you wanna describe what this is, or you just want to play it?
This is the
My
truth.
friend.
Do you guys plan on joining a political party anytime soon?
Every day we.
Then you'll love this.
Oh yeah, every day.
Alright.
You know, it's fucked up, man, that all my friends in bands and stuff, they used to play shows
here
and bitch
too.
about government and how government fucks everybody over and how much they hated it and stuff. And then they grow older and now they join a party and they act like their opinion matters. Like, oh, well, maybe government's okay since I'm a Democrat or since I'm a Republican. But it's not. It's the same government you bitched about when you were fucking 20 years old playing in a fucking death metal band or a thrash band or whatever the fuck you played in. You just got old and soft. You just got senile and brainwashed. And now you're just a fucking stupid son of a bitch. Fuck you.
Oh, fuck.
Oh,
Do you guys think you'll ever end up like that?
I'm already like. That.
You're just hating on all the bands that you're like playing with. You're like, God damn it.
Oh.
Wait, you're already like him, or you've already joined a political party?
I don't know. I'm kind of into politics, but I'm also
Yeah.
very thankful that we're like the loud, stupid jerk off band. Because I can't get it in my head to be like, we should really write like a protest song.
Right.
Because that's not going to happen in a band called the Faps.
I love
So,
I love pointing
it's
out
like,
over the
whoa, thank
past
God.
couple of years that all these metal bands keep touching on consciousness over and over again. Like in any progressive metal song, I feel like I hear the word consciousness like several times. Every
pretty
single fucking
trendy,
single.
I guess.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty trendy. And I feel like those
Fucking
kinds of
Maynard.
dudes are going to like turn into this guy.
Exactly. It's
That
Maynard.
loser. It's Maynard's fault, isn't it?
Oh,
I can tell.
damn you not releasing music for my whole
Ever.
entire life.
Little bald gremlin.
No, but seriously, I've been waiting on that new tool since grade 10. So, come on.
That ain't
Waiting a
happening.
lot longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might be.
So,
Yeah.
hey Devin, sit down, dude.
Are those Hey Arnold socks? That's
Yeah,
great.
they are, man.
Yeah.
Wait, how many cameras?
Oh
are
no, we're
pointed
talking
at
about
us right now?
socks.
We got about 17.
17.
Oh, we want to talk socks? I got burrito socks on right now.
And we're already on weird playlists, man.
Oh yeah. I don't know what you're talking about.
Is it Sock Talk coming too?
Sock talk.
It's a free one. You guys use that.
Yeah, I want to jump into Nanoland for a minute if you
Right.
guys are down. So, yeah, Devin, do you want to play their Instagram video? I have it in the Google Doc if we have that open right now.
Oh, it's so bad.
Oh, it's
I
funny
would've-
as fuck. Congratulations on your Gemini Awards, by the way.
Yeah, I guess should we explain the punchline now?
Yeah.
Or-
You can hop into it right now before we play the video.
Yeah, like
Well-
obviously anyone watching it, you can't tell, but the reason we're like doing Nanoland shit is because the Gemini is for the person that wrote Nanoland. Like they won a Gemini
He
for
is
it.
Nanoland
Oh,
too.
cool.
He's
Is
the-
Nanoland, yeah. like,
he's the creator, the puppeteer, and the voice.
So the guy who came up with the Gemini Award is the creator of.
No, is the puppet actually.
Oh. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
The little
It's
girl?
his house. It's his Gemini Award. And so we just used it.
What the fuck? Yeah, because I was looking at it and I'm
It's
like,
real.
did these guys like really
Yeah.
spend this kind
Yeah,
of
that's what
cash
I
to
was
get like a
looking at.
replica made?
No, just sitting on the goddamn counter. We just picked it up.
Wow, that's even funnier, man.
It's my friend Holly's house, but he
Yeah.
lives there.
Yeah. We,
Well,
we
actually, I
don't
think he
know
owns
him.
it. Who cares?
Interesting.
We don't know him at all. We didn't
Yeah.
meet this man.
Okay,
There's
so
just no one home and we played with his stuff.
Hey, what's this really expensive looking thing?
Yeah, I kind of wanted to take it.
yeah,
It was
Devin,
really
you
good.
want to let it fly?
It's the
Stole this
legend of the
guy's-
stolen Gemini Award.
Yeah.
You might have to turn it up a little bit on the desktop audio because if I recall, it's a little quiet.
A little quiet. Skyler cafeteria.
Oh, I look rough.
Okay, dude. When I fucking saw this video, I immediately fell in love with you guys because for like the past decade, I always just walk around and like me and my girlfriend do this all the time, where like something stupid happens and we both just look at each other and go wrestlers. Or if I'm cooking breakfast.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to know somebody out there loves Nanoland as
I
much
love
as I did when
Nanoland.
I was.
I spent a lot of time I should have been in high school staying home to smoke weed and watch that one.
Hell yeah, dude! When I was a kid, it was fucking horrifying, and then when I hit like high school age, I'm like, there's something to this. I don't know what it is.
There's a depth to this.
So yeah, I just wanted to play the intro video for anybody who's not aware of Nanoland.
It's
I don't think you're a true Canadian. If
fucking
you're
weird.
not
I
aware
can't
of it.
believe we're talking about Nanoland so much.
Well, this is a change from ICP. I guess.
Is Nanoland a euphemism for our crumbling society?
So what's the dude like? What's the creator like?
We
I
didn't meet
wasn't
him.
there. No.
You just knew it was his place, and you.
Yeah.
Oh, it was my friend's place,
Yeah,
but
this
like
is his friend's
I
place.
knew that she lived with a bunch of artists.
Okay, so-
there.
Okay,
That's
cool,
cool.
cool.
Yeah. One of them was
This is
Nano.
very This is very poignant.
Yeah.
This is a very poignant time in my life.
Oh, that's my favorite part at the end. Shit's fucking psychotic, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah, you guys brought up ICP. Do you want to talk about it, or are you
We-
fucking sick and tired of talking about it?
Well, if we have to like fill space or something, we could talk about it. But I feel like we talk about it way too much.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, we can talk about the if you have a question about them.
No, I was just kind of curious, like, what the fuck happened? So you guys were like supposed to play.
Yeah, we were supposed to open for them.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
we
you
were
were supposed to
Canceled
open
their
for them, and
tour.
they canceled.
We want to vote because we enter the vote as a joke, kind of like trolling people who actually want to open for ICP. And
Right,
then
yeah, I
all
was
our
gonna
friends
ask,
in
are
all
you
of
guys
Canada
down
were
with the
like, "Holy
clown,
shit,
or-"
make this happen. And
Yeah.
and then it did, but then they canceled.
Oh, it's so shitty.
But then we put on a
Yeah, we still played like we
We
had
just,
like
like-
a 7-piece juggalo band.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
the Juggalo Orchestra that
Yeah.
Exclaim was writing about.
yeah, it was
Interesting.
pretty weird. Like
Yeah, I
don't know,
fucking believe that.
like no one. We prepared for like a stadium show.
right.
And then when it
Yeah.
didn't happen, we just put it on in a bar and like threw garlic toast everywhere. So
who were
seriously,
the other?
our friend like bought 2 toaster ovens from Valley Village and like 4 loaves of garlic bread, and the whole time we were playing, he was just toasting garlic bread and throwing it into the crowd.
Oh my god.
And pie.
Oh,
it
and
was
pie. We put a burning hot pie just on my drum as I was playing. And I hurt myself kind of badly with
We
it.
burned- yeah, and we both just got showered in beer near the
Yeah.
end. And
It was
pretty
really messy.
Isn't it supposed to be Fago?
yeah.
You can't get it over there.
Yeah,
though.
you can't get it there.
Where were you playing?
In
Saskatoon.
Saskatoon.
Oh,
Really?
okay.
You can't get-
Oh, you can't get it there.
over there?
Well,
No,
not
it's
unless you
like-
go to like a specialty Fago store.
A specialty Fago store.
Which we don't
That's
have.
crazy because it's like
I've seen
the
it in like
lowest
candy stores,
grade
but
Oh, it's
fucking
everywhere
it's the
here,
worst.
but like as soon as you get like out of Ontario, there's no.
Interesting.
We should
It-
start a Fago.
I like how their
exporting
flavors are just
business.
like red.
It's high in demand.
Yeah,
Red flavor.
Do you have a
ooh,
favorite
look at all
kind of
these
Faygo
tasty
besides-
Faygos.
Oh, red.
But no, besides red.
Tasty Fagos.
Moon Mist is
Blue's
okay.
okay. I just love how they don't have like discernible flavors.
Yeah,
I always
the
felt like it
pineapple
had a
one is
bit of a
pretty decent.
fluoride
Oh, that'd be good.
aftertaste to it, and I'm not quite sure
Fluoride
if that's,
flavor would
if that's
be
just the
horrible.
plastic bottle like leaching into.
Yeah,
the,
it's definitely the
Probably.
lowest grade, most
Oh, the moon mist.
carcinogenic.
This is the moon mist, that Mountain Dew ripoff that Fago
yeah,
made.
Yeah, it's the Mountain Dew ripoff. I actually invented a Juggalo Caesar. It's just vodka, like too much vodka, and then orange Fago, and then a pickled bean.
Oh, an extreme bean, or just a pickled bean.
A pickled bean. Were they
Is it a
extreme
mean
beans?
bean?
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
Those are
Yeah, it's
good
not-
beans.
it's not
Did
good.
you put it in though?
I put the bean in, and then
Oh.
it was like really bad because you smell the bean right before you taste it, and like together it was
And also
horrifying.
like pickled oranges.
So you have to
aren't a
actually
thing.
drink it, and then you just eat the bean after.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
it sounds bad.
smell the bean.
Smell the bean. Eat
Yeah,
the
that
bean.
sounds fucking awful, boys.
Yeah, sorry. That was,
I don't have it.
So how many
I
times
would
have you
drink
been to KW? Is this your second time
this is just
being
the
here?
second time.
Yeah.
Okay, last time you were here, you played at Chainsaw, and you
Yeah.
were both donning beautiful red gala dresses. Am I
We
correct?
were.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I also heard that one of you, I believe it was you, Blair,
What I do?
sprinting around Chainsaw, drumming on everybody's table,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
and then
that-
running
that's-
back to your kit. Is
The-
that like standard like fanfare for you?
It can be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
It's
pretty standard.
it's pretty standard.
Does it depend
yeah.
on like the energy of the show, like the what you're getting back from the crowd, or just
No.
kind of
No,
like depend
yeah.
on your
I feel
performance?
like
Like, is it spontaneous?
If there's
like when
no
you're
energy,
feeling...
he kind of does it more sometimes.
no, that's
I really love when there's like two people not having it in the entire place, and we're like, and I just like go and start like drumming on their table and looking them dead in the eye while eating their French fries, and then like take their ketchup and start to pour it on my head. Like,
No way.
go kind of psycho on them.
Oh, that's
Um,
fucking hilarious.
Well, I just
Yeah,
want
it's
to let you
pretty
know
fun.
those kind of tactics work, because before you guys had even messaged us, I had seen some videos and pictures of you back when you did that show,
Whoa.
and I was like, "Yo, these guys are fucking crazy. I want to talk with them." And then I realized you're from like halfway across the country, and I'm like, "Oh, that might never
Yeah.
happen." So it was kind of serendipitous.
Oh, it
that you
happened.
guys
We
got
just
in
do
touch with
nothing
us.
but drive across this fucking country.
You just go back and forth?
Yeah. We tour everywhere. I'm surprised you didn't hear about him like climbing into the garbage can, because they were actually mad about that.
Oh yeah.
Tell us about that.
Well, he just climbed in a garbage can and
But,
like
like-
kind of like.
What was
made
the
him-
thought process?
I was
I
like,
just want to.
there's a
I am garbage.
can.
I
I'm
want
gonna
to.
climb
I'm in
it.
garbage. I'll be in the garbage home, I guess. I don't know. But I think,
Rep.
yeah, rap.
What is that?
Trap.
What you got on
Said
your leg
One
there?
day rap.
A tattoo of a garbage can.
Nice. That's sweet.
How long were you in the garbage can for?
Not long.
Like
Like a song.
it's
Like
pretty long.
Yeah.
When someone sees you in a garbage
I
can
think it was
playing a
just
song,
for, like,
time
the
goes by
ending.
so slowly.
well, like I think someone else was playing drums, and I picked up the garbage can and I dumped it on my head, but like it wasn't empty, so I got a bunch of coffee and like coffee grounds and shit all over me, and I just kept playing. But it was really funny because then we wrapped up and we're like, "Thank you, bye." Ooh, like rockstar finish, really cool guys.
Yeah.
And I like look, and the first thing is like a disgruntled employee from Chainsaw like holding the mop bucket and staring at me like you're gonna clean that up. like a mad mom.
Yeah.
Like, I
Did
felt,
you clean it?
I felt grounded. Of course,
Yeah,
I
of
was gonna
course you're
clean
gonna
it
clean
anyway.
it,
I'm not an
yeah.
asshole.
yeah.
I'm not gonna trash your establishment and not clean it up. But like I'll sweep
Yeah.
up the mess.
Has
I
there been
make,
any
but-
exceptions though of any places you've like trashed where you're like, well, you don't have to say any names, but it's like, oh, this owner was a dick, so fuck it, I'm just out of here.
Place is trash.
No, I
Whoa.
Yeah, no, I don't think we've ever been spiteful with.
no.
That
But like the
stuff.
thing is, like if the promoter is a dick or the owner is a bad person or something, like you know that if you make a mess and leave it, it's
just makes things worse.
It's the wait staff's job to clean it up. They're not
Yeah.
gonna clean it
Yeah,
up.
it's not on them.
You know?
It's like your intentions can be towards them, but
Some
in
low
reality,
level
they don't give a
dishwasher
fuck.
is gonna have to come out and
Dude, I've
clean
been
up.
there. I've
Yeah, me
been.
too.
Oh man.
Where
Yeah.
Well, oh, in the dishwasher
so
position where
sorry.
you have to. It's okay.
Yo,
It's okay.
dish pit. Fuck all of that, dude.
Yeah.
I'm a
the
dish
dish
pit
pit.
lifer.
Yeah. Everybody knows about the dish pit at least one point in their life, at least somewhere close to it.
Yeah, no
The
doubt.
kitchen life is just something totally different. It's so high in demand, like not high in demand, but it's so fast paced, and especially as a dishwasher where everyone's just
Yeah, I've got PTSD.
neck.
I'll
Yeah,
throw orange
for real,
slices
man.
in
My
his
boss
face.
used to make me clean the ceiling for no reason.
I got
I think
called
he was
in
like
on
completely out of his mind.
Oh yeah, I cleaned a ceiling or two.
Yeah, he was like,
Yeah.
"You got time to lean, you got time to clean." I'm like, "I cleaned everything." He's
Damn.
like, "Not the ceiling."
How do you
Yeah.
clean the ceiling?
He gave me a ladder,
Psycho.
and I had a bucket, and I literally cleaned the whole ceiling.
Did
of
you
this
like?
fucking
Did you
kitchen.
mop it?
Yeah, it was essentially like I was mopping.
Yeah,
it,
like
but I was using a
some person
rag.
can take a bucket and take like a rag and just
Yep.
wipe it, or some person can just take the mop and just sit down. And...
Oh no, I didn't bust out the fucking whole mop. My arm was basically the mop.
It's pretty
Yeah.
shameful.
Yeah,
It's pretty
I don't want to
embarrassing.
think about those
Yeah,
dark
that
times.
is pretty embarrassing.
Yeah.
So you guys basically live on the road. You kind of like just tour back and forth all the time,
We tour a lot. I was living in Montreal,
right?
so we haven't toured as much this year.
Okay.
But yeah, usually we'll go at least like twice a year in the spring and then again in the fall for like long tours.
Right.
Sometimes like 2 months we'll be on the road at
Wow.
a time.
Yeah, I usually try to do like Western Canada and then Eastern Canada. Last year we made it all the way to the East Coast for
Cool.
the first time. So
Yeah, it looks like you guys
Sweet.
have an absolute fucking blast.
Yeah.
It's fun.
So I'm kind of curious about this. So like your stage presence is pretty off the wall, pretty fucking ridiculous, pretty awesome. What is like your what do you guys like in the studio? Like, is that energy like the same? Is it worse when it's just like the two
Our
of you kind of
friend
getting down to
records
business?
us, so we spend a lot of our studio time trying to annoy him.
yeah, it's definitely like a little like because you're in the studio, you're trying to get shit done. So
Right.
obviously it's a bit more professional.
Yeah.
But it's also like he's our friend. It's like very relaxed environment. So we're pretty.
But you're
ridiculous.
paying $30 an
Yeah.
hour, so like you
Yeah.
kind of have to be a little bit more straightforward. But we kind of like throw everything at a recording too.
Sure.
All
Yeah.
like there's no such thing as a bad idea. Even the really bad ideas kind of make it through.
Yeah, no doubt.
I guess since there's like a lack of that stage presence in the recording, we try to just make up for it in just like actual sounds and like ideas for the song. To, like what can we add here to just like make it sound nuts?
Well, yeah, your latest record, pardon if I pronounce it wrong, Grimelda.
Yeah.
That
Nice.
shit's tight as fuck, boys.
Thank you.
Sounds
man.
so fucking dope. And it's like pretty progressive in its sound, but it kind of stays true to like those punky roots.
Yeah.
I was reading when I was trying to do some research on it, I was reading an article. I don't remember what website or blog it was on, but the journalist, I'm gonna put this in loose quotes, said that this album sounds like a punk bar smells.
Oh yeah. I think I remember
Oh
that
yeah, I remember.
one. That's pretty accurate.
I feel like a lot
know
of people
exactly
might
that
take that
smell.
as like an insult. Do you guys take that as a
Oh no, he like
No.
compliment?
that particular review was like really good. So
Yeah,
you can't
no.
take that
Through
away.
the rest of the thing, he seemed pretty pleased with the record.
He did seem to think that like we're real punks and we are very fake. Like we have no punk cred at all.
Why not? What do you
I
mean?
we're losers. We listen to like
You listen to Daughters, dude. That's pretty.
yeah, I
fucking
guess Daughters
punk,
like
man.
Daughters are
Well,
our favorite, but like
I agree in the sense that like we didn't like grow up.
I didn't know
listening
a
to the
single one
Stooges
of the
or
bands that
anything.
he referenced in that.
You guys don't have like
Yeah.
these like OG punk roots in
Yeah.
your upbringing, like your musical
Yeah.
kind
But,
of like upbringing, but at the same time, it's like the music you project onto the audience, like it has like some roots that you guys
Sure.
You know what I
even
mean?
Just like our
Yeah.
upbringing, like we started going to punk shows in our hometown and like playing music when we were young. So like just like growing up in more of like a punk lifestyle or like community.
Right. Well, that's
Rather
kind of
than,
what it's
like,
about. Like, it's
punk-
not always necessarily like the genre of
about the
music that you're
mentality.
making. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
the whole lifestyle that sort of
because
surrounds it.
you always hear something is that's very punk rock.
right.
So I feel like that connotation has, like you said, it's more of like an attitude you bring towards something rather than like
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
It's not just a way of life, it's a genre or it's something.
punk rock life.
It's a genre.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah.
Oh,
Go
sorry. I
ahead,
was just
go
gonna
ahead.
say, like, I was curious to know, like, living in kind of like the center part of Canada, and you guys always branch out, to like the West Coast, and you guys go to the East Coast.
Yeah.
Is it because like where you guys are in Canada, like, is it like, do you think the scene's a little bit more dead there, or do you think that you can just thrive more going out there, or how is it like where you guys are living? How is the scene?
Oh, it's fine, but we can't play a ton because everyone is really like I don't know. If our shows are a spectacle, you can't really do that at home every other weekend. People
Okay.
just
Yeah.
you just
True.
can't.
Yeah, the cities are kind of further apart and not quite as many people. So yeah, you do just like have to keep going to other places. Like,
Yeah.
you can't just keep playing those spots, I guess.
Even-
Music seems really good in like Saskatoon and like other
Yeah.
prairie cities. Like there's awesome bands there and a supportive community, but like yeah, like it's only so big.
Yeah, we like playing. We want to play a lot, but we can't just keep going to like Regina and Edmonton. So you have to go on a tour.
Yeah,
and
of
also
course.
we're like crazy if we have 3 shows. We're like, well, why not 17 though?
Yeah.
We could just like do it. I don't know.
Go big or go
Vancouver's
home.
right there, and like
And,
it's
like,
just
play like 20 shows in between here in Vancouver. on the
Yeah,
way back.
why not?
Do you prefer the West Coast or the East Coast?
We haven't been east very often.
Yeah, I've only been to East Coast once. I really liked it. I would definitely go again.
Where'd you go on the East Coast?
Like all the way to Sydney, played Halifax, Moncton, St. John.
Yeah,
We didn't get to
No.
Newfoundland. I'd really like to check it out.
we might
sometime,
try to
though.
make
Why
that
you got
happen.
Newfoundland ties?
Yep.
Me, ma.
So I was reading that in 2017 you guys played a show in Sudbury, I believe, and somebody got naked.
No,
No.
No.
that wasn't us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It seems like you're slipping it under the rug.
Well,
We didn't get naked.
We didn't get naked.
Who
we,
did?
we wouldn't do that, and we definitely wouldn't go on tour with someone who played the drums of the last song at every single show, who is kind of a loose cannon enough to do something like that either.
Right.
It's for I don't know.
Yeah, we'd never
I still can't believe we did
never
that. Actually,
let someone.
yeah,
yeah, that was
it's pretty dumb.
This is pretty dumb.
You get shit.
Yeah, you can there's a second you can almost see.
There's a nut.
Yeah. Did we get a little mushroom
Very
action?
quick.
I think
you can see it.
in the music video where there's footage of that, I think you can, if you pause it at the right moment,
Yeah, it's just so fast.
You get one little mid-air motion.
Well, the beautiful thing is that the snare drum kind of comes to the same level. It's really feels very Austin Powers or something, where it's just
I saw the
happens
whole
to be.
thing because of course I was standing.
Oh
right
yeah, well,
there.
and also he just got into was just naked for quite a while.
It was. I would say it's it was a good choice of show to do it at.
No negative repercussions on that.
No, it was pretty.
But I don't know. You probably shouldn't show people
Yeah,
your
you probably
genitals
shouldn't.
unless they ask.
Yeah. Consent is
know.
cool.
Yeah.
So next time, are you gonna yell out at the audience and ask for their consent?
Who wants to see my nuts?
No, we would never do something like that.
It's
but,
spontaneity that.
I don't know. That happened, I guess.
Yeah, it was fine. I don't know. It's punk rock, man. It's a genre.
Oh, God.
It's a lifestyle. Don't you mean a lifestyle?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh,
It's like a style of music.
You guys ever play in an apple orchard, or is that a big lie too?
No, that's true.
Yeah, we played in an apple orchard.
I'm kind of interested in that. How does that come up? That's just not something that would
But
happen.
we have
around here.
friends who pick fruit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okanagan.
Yeah, we had a hookup in Caramios, tiny community in BC where all the fruit pickers and stuff. It was their end of the season party, so it was just a big house party that ended up being super nuts and really fun. But yeah, it's just all these cross
That's a
punks
really
and,
weird night, too.
transient people and characters and
We woke up to a man throwing his best friend through the fucking deck.
what?
Because he touched his scarf funny.
Holy
Did you
shit!
Stone Cold slam him into the?
He pushed him through the fence. It broke. And he fell down the stairs, and they were screaming at each other, and
Yeah.
tears streaming down their face. And,
man.
running around the house, punching holes in the wall because they'd been up all night doing cocaine. And then his friend was like, "Nice scarf," and touched it in a way I guess he didn't like,
Damn.
and so he turned around and threw him through it.
so
This
Yeah.
was a war.
Weird.
This was a war of passion.
Yeah, so we're like, let's leave this apple orchard.
yeah. And that was 7 in the morning.
This apple orchard is too wild. It's the weirdest thing.
It was one of the wildest shows we ever played.
That's really
Yeah.
cool.
For sure.
Where was that? Was that back home?
It was in BC.
It's in BC,
Caramios
yeah.
in the Kootenays, southern middle of BC kind of thing.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Did you guys get paid in a basket of apples?
Actually,
Some
they were
honey
super.
crisps?
They were
Paid
super
us
sweet to us.
$100 and unlimited
Damn, that's
booze
better
and,
than most bars.
Yeah,
They
and
bought us a really
made
nice bottle of
vegetarian
tequila.
Yeah, a bottle of tequila,
Cool.
chili,
Damn.
There's something
Chili.
there's something about orchard shows that really
Yeah.
bring a lot to the table. Because I played a show.
You played an orchard?
I played at an apricot orchard.
Whoa!
Yes.
It was by Lake Ontario. It was in a town called Beamsville, and the property was just on the edge of the lake. That on the other side you could see the skyline of Toronto bleeding through the water, and it was a really weird show because there was this guy there who took like a bunch of psychedelics, like a bunch of shrooms and whatnot, and he was just kind of like stomping around the place in his bare feet, and the keg came out because the keg was kind of like held off and distributed evenly, and then they brought it out in the middle. The guy just basically grabs the keg hose, stuffs it in his mouth, and just starts pumping it for the whole night, like into his mouth. He's sitting there barefoot, just like his pupils are just going like this the whole time, and like the whole night people are just wanting to get beer but not really at the same time. People are like, oh, I should get a drink for the keg. Oh wait, never mind, I don't want to talk to that guy. Oh, and by the way, the entire time this guy has the hose in his mouth, because he's just that fucked up, he's saying, Jesus Christ, will somebody get me a beer? And he keeps saying that.
Someone get him a beer?
While he's pumped. No, nobody. Oh, somebody brought him as a joke Pepsi, and he puked, and he got really upset. Like, it like ruined his whole day.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Here's a beer, man. It's a Pepsi.
But yeah, needless to say, that place, they in the morning when everybody was all recuperating, they gave everybody like free apricots. They just like picked it,
Exchange numbers. I want to get in on that apricot.
Yeah. These orchard shows.
That's hilarious. I don't think I've ever heard that story.
No, I haven't either.
I've never been to an apricot orchard, so I'm excited
Yeah,
about
no
the
shit. I
possibility.
don't even know what that
It was
was.
either
like, to be
apricots or
honest.
nectarines. I can't remember.
Or
I always get those
apricots.
two. Apricots.
My grandmother always made them in preserves and called them apricots.
Apricots.
Nice.
I've never heard anybody else call
Yeah.
them
Hey, we should start selling that as merch.
Apricots?
Apricot.
Hey,
apricot jam.
yeah.
So you dudes kind of seem like, and I mean this in the most kind way possible.
It's funny people start sentences this way a lot. Like,
A lot.
Oh no.
Hey, no offense, but I thought you guys have been on the road for like 2 weeks already, just by like how
that's
you
not
look.
what I was gonna say. That's
That's
not
just
I
what
was
someone
gonna
said to us yesterday. Oh,
It's just on occasions you run into somebody who seems like the band life is what they love and what they like want to do, like as a career, like seriously. And then you run into other people who are kind of like haphazardly like, oh yeah, I'm in a band, but like I don't really take it that seriously. Like you guys seem to be pretty fucking serious about it. Is that the case?
it's both.
Yeah.
yeah, it's both.
If you weren't in a band and you didn't have this going for you, what would you be doing? Do you have like a dream job when you were a kid?
Oh,
I do some visual art,
Yeah.
but that's really funny. That's like being if you couldn't be a pro skater, what would you do? And be like, I'd get a scooter. It's not a backup in any other way. Like really, it's not another
What kind
viable
of
option.
visual art did you do? Was it like drawing or like
Well, I do. If you,
on the technology?
I do color stuff digitally, but I'll draw everything in pen. Like all our album art and merch is me.
Oh,
yeah.
cool. Yeah, I really like all the album work that's done. I was
Thanks.
kind of interested in who did that, so that's dope to know.
Yeah,
But it's
all
cool
the
that you
artwork.
still do that, throughout the band
yeah.
that you're in.
It's a good outlet, and it's actually been really cool because I end up doing a lot of like commissions for other bands and stuff just by having our stuff out, and they ask who's the artist. I'm like, it's me. You want some work done? $50. I need to buy food this week.
Hell yeah.
So
Nice.
yeah,
yeah. I don't know if I ever had a dream job when I was a kid. Like before music, I just wanted to be also visual art, or
Right,
like
right,
writing
cool.
or something.
Hippie
I don't
parents.
know. Yeah, hippie parents, and I don't know. I'd probably just live on like a vegetable farm if I did.
Oh,
that sounds
play
lovely,
music.
man.
Yeah, just like chill, just eat food.
Hell yeah.
How long have you
whatever.
both been playing music for? Or like at what point did you guys realize like, okay, I want to do this? Like fuck everything else.
I have
do this.
only in my life been in bands with Skylar.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
You guys been in multiple bands together?
yeah,
Yeah,
but
cool.
like, I started playing young, like kind of messing around with drums when I was like an 8-year-old kid, and then picked it back up around high school.
yeah. I started playing was like a teenager, and then
Mhm.
yeah, pretty much always wanted to do this, and then we met like at the end of high school, and like have been playing since then.
Cool.
Yeah,
So like half our life, I guess now.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah, man, it's weird how that happens. Eh?
yeah, we're really
Yeah.
old.
We're old now. We're like that guy, or the guy's talking about. or
Well, we've
whatever.
been playing together since we were 15, and now
death metal bands.
no,
No.
in like really poorly aged like early 2000s dance punk bands. That's style of indie that doesn't exist anymore.
We can bring it back.
Yeah, we can bring it.
Please do. I was actually gonna say that you guys kind of reminded me of like this band I used to listen to, the Blood Brothers.
Yeah,
We love the Blood Brothers.
fucking A.
Hell
there you
yeah,
go.
dude.
Yeah. You used to listen to, you don't
No, I
revisit that?
still listen to them.
Good.
It's definitely not acceptable
lie.
around most ears.
Oh,
It's
have you
like-
heard Headwound City?
I'm not sure. What is that?
Headwound City is Nick Zinner of Yeah Yeah Yeahs.
Okay.
And one of the singers of Blood Brothers and members of the Locust.
Okay.
In a super
That's
group.
fucking
That
And
sounds
it's
fucking
awesome.
awesome.
It's like Blood Brothers without the guy who sounds like a cartoon cat.
I kind of like the cartoon.
I love him
Yeah.
for that, but like that's definitely the he's
Anything
the
outside
reason.
of that is like,
Yeah.
okay, you sound like a cartoon.
Yeah, you listen to any of his other bands and you're just like, whew. Like,
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah.
What are they called? Sorry.
Headwound City.
Head Wound City. Okay, I'll
Yeah.
check that out for sure.
Very
Yeah,
good.
for a long time they were kind of like a mainstay on like a ton of my playlists.
Yeah.
And then I started getting feedback from people who would listen to those playlists, and they're like, "What's wrong with you?
yeah.
What are you?
Yeah,
what are
yeah.
you listening
They
to?"
have some fucked up shit, but
Yeah,
that's
I
what we
mean,
like.
well, like
Hey,
most of their catalog's like some pretty deep cuts. They have like singles that are like definitely more poppy and like digestible to like almost anybody, but they definitely have like 90% of their music is going to turn everybody off like really
Yeah.
quickly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's I think they've been one of the more difficult bands for me to make a case for. I'm like, you just got to listen to the whole record. Like they were going for something really cool, and you have to take into context what year this was released. And I start getting into like
Yeah.
the meta of the
Dude, I started
record.
doing
Yeah.
that so much with like when I try to justify like music to like music that I like to people who don't like it. And
Yeah.
I feel like I just go down that same rabbit hole where it's like you have to understand the time it was released. You have to understand what they were going for, and they're like,
I was eating a bagel while I listened to
yeah,
it.
and they're like, man, I don't care.
You do this every time you're
Yeah.
drunk, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
about right. Yeah, I'm definitely
Yeah.
right there with you. So, you guys share like a love for daughters as well, right? Like, well, of course you're wearing
Represent.
a sweatshirt there.
yeah.
Now, would you
could've
like to
worded
make a
that
case
differently.
to me why I should listen to Daughters? Because just like the case I make for Blood Brothers to people, I feel, I don't know. When I tried Daughters' newest record, it was recommended to me. It was so weird that I just like couldn't get into it. And
Oh, it took
Whoa,
a
if you
couple
think
of
that
spins.
one's weird.
Yeah, it just takes.
Their newest one?
yeah.
Okay, so do you know the stuff before?
No, I don't. I'm not
Oh,
well
okay.
versed in them at all.
Well, I don't know. I think if you listen to their self-titled to start and then went back and listened to Hell Songs if you like the self-titled one and then listen to
So I should
the
build
newest
up
one.
to where they're at now.
You go
instead of-
like middle record,
I feel like if
earlier
he likes
work and
Daughters, maybe he should start with Hell Songs, or if he likes Blood Brothers.
oh maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I
Well,
got, I
the-
got to this tune, and it's something about the world is a half-empty glass or something like that.
Yeah.
Does that ring a bell? Some line like that.
Yeah, something
and it
like
just
that.
keeps repeating and repeating. And I was a little stoned while I was listening to it. And
It's
I'm like,
very anxiety
how long has
inducing.
this been going on?
I don't think it's a,
like if I don't
Yeah.
turn this off, something
kinda
bad's
why I
about
like
to
them, though.
happen.
They can
But maybe
really
that's
like
the
a
point.
photo.
Yeah, that's like,
Yeah.
Like a
it's
mood.
for sure. More like a soundtrack for something really intense.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
gonna
Okay, I could see
happen.
that. It
Yeah.
kind of sounded like a cataclysmic event. Like,
but their
almost like,
older stuff is just like really good, aggressive, like guitar, and he sings kind of like Elvis, and it's just like really,
yeah.
like you can really just like
yeah, the other records are definitely
Yeah.
quite a bit
Through
different.
all of them.
Okay.
So yeah.
Well,
yeah, check
I'm
it
interested to give it a try. Like I've heard nothing but good things. It just
Yeah.
wasn't clicking for my ear. But that sounds like something that would be a little more appealing. Is like if there's like some guitar that I can kind of latch onto. Where,
Yeah, totally.
Where the newest record kind of comes in and it sounds like
It's
you're
very
inside a Twister or some
experimental.
sort.
Yeah.
Like
Gateway.
a really compressed
Yeah.
like industrial
Yeah,
hellhole.
yeah, like Nick Sadler, the guitar player, I think he wrote a lot of the like song and like coming up with the sounds for it. So I think the point was to make it sound not really like a guitar. It's
Yeah.
like
Well, the
just
newest
a
one's
abrasive
called
sound.
"You Won't
Right.
Get What You Want," which is a really funny
Yeah.
title, and they were just telling all their fans that existed already. It's like we're not doing like the
Yeah.
hardcore thing anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah, like
moved
the
on
first
to a
album's
new
straight
sound.
up grindcore, pretty much.
I always,
Yeah.
I always dig
Interesting.
like how a group like that can like evolve and just kind of tell people like, well, fuck
Yeah.
you, we're doing it like that.
Like
It's
Bring Me
kind
the
of
Horizon.
well, like exactly like that, but also like a group like Daughters where they can, like you said, like they're that one song like evokes like a certain amount of anxiety, which is cool because their arrangements can evoke certain moods, and even if you're not into it, it can make you feel something. It's kind of like how it was when you showed me. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Death Grips.
Yeah.
But yeah, they've got that same kind of hold on me in a different kind of light, but at the same time, it's like that kind of thing where there's a bunch of things going on, and I haven't been able to process it quite yet in terms of like what the integrity of the music is, but I know I like it, and I can like, just kind of like react to it.
Yeah, one time we made posters that said that we were playing with Death Grips, but we definitely weren't. Put them up all around Saskatoon, and the venue got really mad because they kept getting phone calls from people that wanted tickets. But it was just because like Death Grips, like if you know anything about the band, like they bail on all their shows and they're kind of like assholes like that. Yeah, like they played a festival where they like put an apology letter that they wrote projected on the screen, just played the album and weren't even there. And like so they do
they
shit
are
like
art
that,
school
so it took,
students.
Like, it's like I'm gonna take a page out of their book and just do this and like try to get
topical. Like, making fun of it.
Well, yeah, I was gonna bring this up earlier. Similar to Death Grips, like it seems like you guys kind of border between this line of like fucking rock band and performance art.
Yeah. I mean, we definitely don't. Like, I wouldn't really go as far as they do, and where they just like don't play a show.
Right, right.
I would never just not play a show.
That's a bad move.
Really.
But just like, definitely like doing things just to like fuck with people. I guess.
Sure.
It's like fun.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I had an absolute joy scrolling through your Instagram. Like, I don't know. It was like this weird time capsule. I'm like going through. I'm like, I want to be best friends with these guys.
I like
We
that
are
though when
best
bands do that,
friends.
because sometimes you see like
friends.
the way bands try to project their like lifestyle or whatever on
Oh
social
man,
media.
we try, but we're
Sometimes
bad at
it's
it.
and sometimes like people are just like, this is me on tour, and this is the same like cool photos every time I'm on tour, and it's like, I want to know, like, yeah, you play music every night, like, I know, like, that's what I'll pay the money to go
Right,
see,
right.
and like
I
I
wanna
love
see
that. But
behind
like
the
when
scenes
I
a
want
little.
to see some behind the scenes
Yeah,
shit. I want to
yeah.
know what you guys are all
Oh,
about. Isn't that kind of
totally.
the point? And that's cool with like with you guys. It's like you just kind of, you guys. Just
It
kinda be
reminds me of
yourselves
like a group chat you would have with like your friends.
Yeah.
you
And then
know,
one of your
like you
kind
just
of-
share like all this stupid
They
shit. or,
want to
like,
leave
whatever.
so badly.
Yeah.
It's so annoying
Yeah.
because you just get
Totally.
a million notifications a day. that are
Yeah,
all
I know the exact feeling.
meme shit that you don't want to see.
Nope.
Oh yeah, posted like dead animals getting eaten because I
Yeah.
kept seeing them around. There's like a few posts where I'm just like, oh fuck, I keep seeing like
I gotta
dead
document
animals
this.
getting eaten by things. But yeah, I don't know. You gotta keep it like. I feel like people get so bored if it's just always about like your music or your art. It's
Yeah,
like
man.
you-
When you,
people
it's like you
too,
see
people
the
wanna
same
know,
like
what
4
you're
pictures
doing.
over and over again
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
time, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, you guys were like a
It's like people
breath
want to,
of fresh
like you were
air.
saying, I think like people want to know just kind of what's going on in the background. Like
Yeah,
people know what's
they
going on in
wanna
the
know
foreground.
person. They like already
Yeah.
know the music. They've heard it.
Yeah, they already know like
hopefully.
that's what's deep in, or whatever is deep inside you that's trying to get out there. People already know what that is.
Yeah.
So why not, show people like, hey, this is what makes me laugh. This is what I like to. This is how I get annoyed, or this is how I annoy this person, or whatever. It's like
Yeah,
people
yeah.
like, it's that cult of personality thing. That's
Yeah.
why people, I feel like, are starting to get on that whole podcast train, is because like people just like to sit in on a conversation, and they just like the
Fly on the
casualness of
wall.
like
We've been listening to a lot of podcasts on tour instead of music now, like more and more.
Yeah,
Just
I've kind
'cause
of been like really transitioning over a lot to just
Yeah.
listening to people talk in my ear all day.
What podcast have you guys been listening to?
Reply All, Risk, Your Favorite Band Sucks. That's a really funny one.
Yeah, they just tear apart literally every band.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's super funny.
It's pretty good.
Duncan Trussell, Family
Duncan
Hour.
Trussell,
he's funny.
that
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah. Oh, my dad wrote a porno. Yeah.
That sounds sweet.
That sounds really good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I listened to one about Teal Swan, who's a cult leader, and I keep posting our music in her Teal Tribe like music dump. Like, hey, Teal Tribers, check it out. Yeah, because she has like,
my god.
she says that she was like tortured by a satanic cult as a child. So now but like had a spiritual awakening, so now she knows all of the information in the world. So she's like the only good person or something. Like, it's really fucked. She's really weird. She's like this very beautiful, like 30-year-old woman who started a cult based on Instagram followers.
Holy
So I'm
Is that
trying
what
to
they
just
just
like
call an
get
influencer?
them into the Faps. 'Cause obviously these people can't think for themselves. I can
like,
win
I'm gonna go-
some fans.
You ever watch
Yo,
that
that's funny.
that Simpsons episode where they try to make them join the Navy by being a boy band?
Yeah.
And remember how
Oh,
there's
yeah,
like
yeah.
there's liminal, subliminal, and superliminal. Yeah, and I feel like you guys are doing superliminal. You guys are going
Yes.
beyond the subliminal level, but except you guys aren't going, "Hey, you, join the Navy." It's more just,
There's a lot of underneath all the levels on my recording. There's a lot of propaganda.
oh really?
That's just
do you
a
guys
ton.
do like things that are recorded and then flipped backwards and stuff like that?
Yeah, it's just backwards talking about join the Church of Scientology. And
Oh, is that why I signed up this
no,
morning?
no, we don't do that yet.
Yes.
Yet.
Yet.
It's not a bad idea.
I have some suggestions.
I think you dudes have like 10 minutes or so left.
Time is it?
Can hang out for a
It's
bit.
like 7:05 or so.
Yeah, we got some time.
I don't want to keep you too long.
I think we're seven. They said between 7:30 and 8.
Oh, okay,
So-
okay.
You guys
They
are
give
doing
you a bit of
Harmony,
leeway.
right?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Love that place.
How's the
Yeah,
lunch?
It's fucking awesome.
It's quite good.
actually.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You've never been there, I'm assuming?
Never been.
No.
Yeah, they got a pretty good menu. They got this thing called I'm not sure if they still have it. They had it a few months ago. It's called a Chihuahua dog, where it was like a hot dog with some cool like pineapple salsa and some barbecue sauce and some avocado.
That's your stuff. That
Sounds
sounds
really
like you.
good.
It's kind of a funny place. So like
They
it,
also
it
got
used
dope
to be a
burgers.
staple of like the Kitchener Waterloo. Well, it still is a staple, but like it's this restaurant that's been around since like the fucking 50s or 30s. Okay,
Whoa.
been around forever, but just recently it took like new ownership, and this guy's been like allowing like bands and stuff to come perform.
Ooh.
They've kind of like spiced up the menu a little bit. Devin doesn't seem to
Cool.
think so because he's got fucking dentures in his mouth.
I used to work there.
He's just a Harmony
My
hipster.
family's been there for 3 generations. The burgers are not the same.
Harmony hipster.
Not the same.
Yeah.
I think it's way better now.
Yeah.
Especially because they let bands in there now.
That's
Yeah.
why-
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
super cool. You guys gonna grab some grub while you're there?
Yeah, maybe.
Probably, yeah. Gotta eat.
Yeah. It's the worst.
Eat the food.
My
Yeah,
dad
they
always
make some
says,
killer milkshakes too. If you dudes are into that kind of thing.
Yeah, your sister
milkshake.
thinks so.
What, dude? You don't like milkshakes?
What is that?
No, because the only story I have
It's not a joke.
related to him and
Sounded like a really dumb joke. Like, what the
It sounded
hell?
like the worst, like possibly, there's some weird possible undertones, but honestly, it was just his sister going into Harmony Lunch, wanting to grab a milkshake while there was bands about to play, not knowing those bands were about to play, and then just kind of did they grab the
Yeah,
milkshake?
so she's not even old enough to like go into.
Get a milkshake.
No, it was like it's like a 19+ show or whatever. But like, she's like, yeah, oh fuck's sake, boys, I don't want to even talk about this now.
Listen to
Twisted
them,
into
fuck
something
them.
disgusting.
You like milkshake. She likes a milkshake. She didn't want to stay for the bands.
That is exactly it.
Yeah.
Hard cut. You guys want to tell me what a crank shitter is?
Our toilet.
You have to ask Noah. Of,
Yeah, that's Noah. He plays in If I Look Strong, You Look Strong in Calgary.
Okay. Hey, no,
or, you know,
what's a
just
crank
like,
shitter?
Crank your shitter. You know, it's just
Was
like,
that just like a phrase
it's
you guys
like-
were tossing around for a while?
It's just
or?
a phrase that he started and it's just spread everywhere and no one can stop saying it.
I like your variations that we came up with, like crunch your spitter.
crunch your spitter, or crack your shooter, or like smack your critter. Or like,
Yeah.
yeah, just say whatever. And like it's one of those phrases, whatever, that means kind of
Like,
multiple things.
Right, yeah,
Let's
yeah.
go.
Like, let's go. It's like,
We can do it.
Oh my god. It's funny
Yeah.
as fuck.
but like you know when your shitter's cranking because you'll be like sitting or standing there and you'll be like,
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's about a like tour day 4 thing that starts to happen.
You're ready to break the Berlin Wall,
Yeah.
but it's just
Sometimes your shitter cranks you. Sometimes you
Yeah.
crank your own shitter.
yeah.
What's the tour diet?
Tour diet.
What you guys eating?
You gotta eat.
Are you guys like a try to make meals on the road kind of guys, or do you guys just like go for whatever's cheap on the road?
We're
So
pretty
far-
bad for giving into Burger Town, and we'll just eat.
Burger Town?
The hell's Burger Town?
It's anywhere with burgers.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
It's like
Just
it's
garbage.
usually a strip mall. It's just Burger Town, like where there's a
Yeah.
Subway and a Burger King and a Tim Hortons all in one or
Right,
something.
Okay, cool.
On the edge
I'll
of
just
cities.
Eat that. It's because it's the only thing open at 3 a.m. when you're fucking
True.
going home or whatever. But we try to eat like tuna and ramen and the usual bullshit that's really cheap that you can just take out of the can and shovel it in
Just
your
shove
face.
it in your mouth.
Yeah.
Put a bit of sauce on it, and you're good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, sauce. Yeah. If you're.
I feel like
got
even-
paid good, maybe sauce.
Hey,
Yeah.
I save up for that shit and then bring it out.
Damn, we should have made
Not like
these
I've
guys
ever
a
been
meal
out
while
on
they
the
were
road.
here.
I was fine. I think we still got a few like vanwiches we can make.
Vanwich.
Nice. No, because I'll just see some bands like, because I've never done like a tour before, but I'll see like bands on like social media and shit. They'll bring like a hot plate or some shit, and they'll just like have
Oh,
like
yeah.
a plug in their van, and they'll just like make like a little. That's what kind of more or less I was getting at.
Yeah, we've never brought a hot plate. We usually have like a kettle or something, and we usually stay at friends' places. So we usually have a kitchen we can.
Yeah, I think
use.
those guys have like big, beautiful vans that they also sleep in and live in, which is probably a lot cheaper in general. But like, we never have to sleep in the van anymore. We know enough people.
Right.
Nice.
So,
that's cool. You guys have
that's-
built enough connections to like pretty much
Yeah.
just kind of go
Yeah,
around and
yeah,
be like,
it's
okay,
pretty
well, if we
nice.
play this town, we can stay at this person's house and blah blah blah. If we go here,
Yeah.
Yeah.
or is it kind of spontaneous? Like when you hit the town, you're like, hopefully they let us stay.
Who's
what I
around
mean?
here?
Yeah, once in a while, or if it's like a new town. But
People adopt Skylar a lot because he's a golden retriever of a human.
yeah,
And it's like,
You should meet my golden retriever.
no, he
I'd love
shouldn't.
to.
No, we have sound check. You can't.
Okay, I'm
There's
having a
no
party after.
time.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah, party
okay.
with the dog.
Okay, dog party. That's fine. There's no dogs until the job is done.
Yeah.
There's a
Actually,
rule.
I used to bring my dog in here when we would like jam, and I bought special like ear protection for her that were like little triangles, like little strap and stuff. So like I was always hoping to bring. I know, eat your fucking heart out.
Yeah.
I was gonna bring her to shows, and then I realized I'm like, well, this could go horribly wrong because A, establishments don't let pets in there, and B, she sheds like a
Yeah.
Bitch.
That's a live animal.
whoa.
Female dog, dude.
Skylar, you shed a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, they still let him into shows.
Nice.
I
So,
know.
either that or they just don't
Sometimes.
notice. They were like,
Yeah.
shit. Ah, fuck, he's already in.
No, you're not banned from anywhere.
We're not banned from anywhere except Assiniboia, Saskatchewan.
Yeah. Well,
Why?
maybe not anymore.
Wow.
The statute of limitations is up.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Probably. That's 2 years, I think.
What does that mean?
It's been long enough since the crime that everybody's
I
forgotten.
mean, there's
That
no
you can't
crime. We
get
just got
sued.
escorted out by the cops. It was a long time ago.
A long time ago,
That
we were
sounds like
kids,
a
and it was like- oh, I guess. I don't
What'd you
know.
do?
We're just drinking and like.
We were
climbing on the
18
roof
and
most
Oh,
of
just
the
regular
drinking.
shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, just dumb shit. We were playing a show there though, like we didn't live there.
Yeah.
Right.
And then 2 of our friends got taken away by the cops, and then the cops were just like, "You have to
Yeah.
leave."
We brought a whole bunch of people. We ended up playing a Christian hall. We didn't know it was a Christian hall until we got there. We drank outside of it, chanting, "I am the Antichrist." People didn't like it.
like
Okay.
good, innocent
But-
fun.
Yeah,
But
that's humor.
I think some of the locals.
Satire.
Yeah, it was satire. We're not the Antichrist.
Yeah.
I can say definitely that we are not the Antichrist.
Sounds like something the Antichrist
I
would
believe
say.
you guys.
Yeah.
No, devil
The
rules
Antichrist
is
only
if he's
speaks in
if you're the
tongues.
devil, you gotta say it if you're asked, I think, or something.
Kind of like cops have to say they're cops.
Yeah, it's like cops have to.
Yeah.
Satan is totally a cop. There's right.
Satan is.
I'm gonna start asking everyone if they're cops.
Cop.
They'll just be like, "Are you the devil?" And they'll be like,
Are you the
"No,
Antichrist?
like I'm a
You the
cop."
Antichrist? You have to tell me.
Holy shit, that's funny. You guys got any like new music on the way or anything like that?
We recorded
yeah.
a couple.
Yeah, we got
Yeah.
some stuff that's in the recording phase right now.
It just records and you guys aren't even around?
Yeah,
That's
it's
amazing.
back home just recording.
Wow, technology.
Very cool.
You do
Yeah,
it
last
Sum
week
41
we
style.
were looking at this application where you can speak to it and it makes you read out like several sentences and then you can just type shit in and it says it back
mimics
in your
your voice.
It mimics your voice in like a very articulate.
Ooh.
That is a
Lyrebird.
good tool.
That's creepy.
Yeah,
I'm
great for identity theft.
Yeah.
really good. I like talking to Siri in like gibberish and then seeing what Siri thinks I said and sending it to my girlfriend.
It's so funny.
Oh my god, that's what Adam does. Adam, because you know how you can change your name like as like how Siri
He
calls
changed my
you?
name on it.
He changed it to it was like Kevin Costner, Kevin Costner, Kevin Costner, Kevin Costner, Kevin Costner, Kevin Costner. Kevin Costner is a stupid dumb son of a bitch, beep boo 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 bow bow, and just kept like beatboxing into the phone. And then he was said, "Okay, what's my name?" And it's like, "Your name is." Kevin Costner, Kevin Costner, Kevin Costner, Kevin Costner, Kevin Costner, beep boo 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 bow bow,
Yeah.
and it's just that every time
It's fun. And that's why the robots will take over.
because they'll make it entertaining for us.
Because we've humiliated them.
Yeah. They'll be like, "Oh, well, I'll just
All
take your
those
jobs."
years.
I've been watching this show on Netflix. I think it's called like Love, Sex, and Robots or something
I've
like
heard
that.
about it, but
It's like a bunch of little Love, Death, and Robots. It's like a bunch of little animated shorts and 3D rendered shorts. But one of them is like these three robots, and they're like acting as tourists in like a dilapidated like apocalypse world that was built by the humans. It's pretty fucking funny. So if you guys got access to
check that
Wi-Fi
out.
and some Netflix, I'd recommend checking that out.
That might happen.
That might happen. It's a possibility.
I've heard it's a pretty good show though. I heard like every
It's really good.
the endings are kind of I don't
I
know
love
if they're
it.
like twists
I
per
love
se,
it.
but they kind of
It's kind of like an animated.
Black Mirror.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Yeah, every article I read says
Yeah, I knew
it's
it.
everything Black Mirror isn't.
You mean animated, right?
Yeah. Is it like Black Mirror for kids?
No, it's super mature.
Well, the
lots of
iPads you
tits.
played on since you were 2 years old will actually replace your jobs.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Never mind.
Oh, yeah.
It even learned how to speak like you and look like you and act like you.
Yeah.
I think Black Mirror for kids is just Momo, right?
It's just
It's kind of weird to see that come like full circle. I remember seeing like when the original sculpture for that was done like several years ago, and then it turned into like this cool story later, and I'm like, well, where was the story when I saw this? Like now the mystery's gone, the whole
Yeah.
facade is gone.
Yeah.
The internet.
Don't talk about Momo. That's how it gets his power.
Guys,
Yeah,
stop!
you're right.
Come on.
Momo. Fuck Momo.
Yeah.
keep saying the name.
I missed that one.
Good. Perfect. Don't worry about it. It's
Yeah, you don't need
It's
to know.
nothing.
horseshit.
It's nothing. Yeah.
Is there anything else you dudes want to talk about before
Anything you want to plug?
gotta bounce?
Oh, I don't know.
Our entire tour. Come see us play.
Hell yeah!
Hey, can we
follow
talk
these
about
boys
our
on the
secret show
Instagram.
yet?
Secret show?
Oh yeah. Well, we're playing Toronto again on the 16th at Bovine, but
Yeah,
we couldn't
cool.
announce it because we played Toronto last night. At Monmouth
Oh,
or
yeah.
whatever.
So we couldn't talk
Is
about
that a Toronto law?
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of, or just like
It's like a-
general.
it's like a general-
etiquette.
Yeah,
So,
it's like 3 weeks. Is
Yeah.
it 3 weeks between shows?
I've never heard of
It,
this.
like,
Interesting.
it
You band
completely-
bands would know better
It
than
completely varies, and some
Yeah.
people are
Yeah.
totally fine with you playing like 2 shows like back to back, even. Like,
Yeah.
Well, I think it's
Gotta
probably
give everyone a
different.
chance. Basically, the etiquette is like every band, needs a chance, even amount of like playtime.
Right,
throughout
right.
the weeks.
When the
Yeah.
Faps play twice, that's it. The whole city's gone to shit, right?
Yeah.
Well, you might as-
You gotta be careful.
Exactly.
I think we played Kelowna 5 times.
Holy
Somewhere
shit.
2 days.
in like 2 days.
Yeah.
Was it like venues or was it like house shows or?
It was
The-
like we played for our rooms at the hostel. We played like an open mic and then like an actual bar show, and then at a record store, then,
And
like,
on
somewhere else.
a radio.
Oh yeah, like a radio performance thing.
when
Yeah.
you guys play in like
Played
some
on
towns,
a
like,
radio.
multiple
You were
shows
just
in a
standing
day,
on the radio.
Do you guys like pre-plan like what you're gonna like where you're gonna play or on the day of? Is it like, oh, this place is doing an open mic, let's go do that?
Yeah, we do that a lot. If,
That's cool.
Like if we don't have a show, sometimes we'll try to get a slot at an open mic.
Yeah.
Man, so you guys are
I mean, I guess we
really
haven't
about
really-
playing shows. That's cool.
Yeah,
I
we
think
haven't
it
really
was-
done that lately, just because our tours are usually pretty packed with shows already.
Yeah.
But yeah, we definitely try to
when we started, if we didn't have a show for like a couple days in Calgary or something, we'd just try to find an open mic.
Cool.
That time, I think we already were playing for a room, and then, which was a cool deal at the hostel there, and then playing the thing, and then like.
Yeah, we picked up the 3 other shows.
Yeah, but I think it was because we played 2 in a day that we were like, ooh, how many can we do?
It's just like collecting your parking tickets.
Yeah.
How many shows can we play in one day?
Yeah. I would love to do like a weird thing where you play like 10 times in a day in one
Seems
city.
really stressful.
Oh.
I don't know. It'd be funny.
I hope you guys brought
It'd be
enough
fun
tuna
just by the end, you just see you slowly going into like a delirium, like towards the end of the show, just like you guys are like, yeah, you want music? Yeah, fuck it, I'll give it to you. This kind of thing.
People would go to like the first one and be like, and then I want to see the 9th one. Like, how hurt are you gonna be?
Yeah, exactly.
Didn't Fucked Up do something where they played for like 24 hours or something?
I'd believe that. They would be the band
Someone
to do
did
that.
that. Yeah,
There was
for
them
sure.
then. Yeah, they would be the band to do that. So it was them.
What time are you guys playing tonight at Harmony Lunch?
I don't know. There's 6 bands, so.
Just,
They look
just
like
come
they're
come at the
close to
beginning
the
and
top
stay
of the
for
bill,
whole
so they'll
thing.
probably be on
Exactly.
around, like 10
Thank you
or
for
so,
saying
I would
that.
think.
Yeah,
What
for
did-
sure. I'm pretty sure we
Come from the
play
beginning and stay
second
for the whole
last,
thing.
But yeah, come at the beginning. Our friends the Mature Themes from Toronto that are doing this tour with us, I think they're playing second. And like all the other bands will be great.
Yeah, it looked like a
Trauma
dope
Lanes.
lineup.
There's a lot of music. It's awesome.
Yeah, I hope
Yeah.
you guys like the venue, and I hope it
Yeah,
doesn't
I'm sure it
discourage you
will.
from coming back and
I'm
coming
sure
back
it
to
won't.
visit us.
It takes a lot to discourage us.
Yeah,
We
it
keep
really
going
does.
Back to
We played Oshawa twice before we got the
Yeah.
idea.
I've already said no to Oshawa. I've never actually been there, so I don't know.
Some guy almost kicked the shit out of me
go
for
there.
playing drums.
Damn.
It's
Yeah.
really bad. Yeah.
Play the drums.
I'm gonna beat the shit.
I like
he just jumped over the.
I
drum
jumped
set
over
and
the
guy
drums during the
snapped
set.
like psychotic
Damn.
baby man.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
It was really weird. We had to stop our set because I thought I was going to get beat up.
Really?
sucked.
Yeah.
Holy.
And also, they triple booked us with like noise bands, a funk and soul band capable of playing 3 45-minute sets, and the open mic night. And they're like, oh, well, we'll just do all of it then. That's fine and no problem at all. We're like, what?
Dude, those overly ambitious promoters are like
We just like triple booked
you
the
hate
place.
them, but you're like, man, you guys got such high hopes for like this just to work out, but it just
Yeah.
and it's like you're booking like so many bands,
And,
so
like,
many
we've never been
slots.
paid there either. And
The
like,
other
it's just,
time-
like, I don't know.
The other time we played Oshawa was the day after Gord Downey died, and with no notice at all, we got there, and it was like, oh, so just so you know, we're going to combine your show with our acoustic vigil for Gord Downey.
Great.
It's like,
You
so
guys
everyone's
are
going to be
matched
sad
made in
and listen to
heaven,
Bob
right?
And you're like
Cajun.
pouring ketchup on your head.
And then you guys are going to get up in women's underwear and pour beer all over yourselves and like be like in people's faces after
Yeah.
they've cried all day.
I wish I was there. To be honest. It would like
I'm pretty sure
it would have
you
been
know
the
what
perfect
you
way to
like.
alleviate some grievance.
And an asshole move to do that to us.
Yeah.
I think that the promoter probably didn't know what he booked.
Yeah.
Like, he must not have, right? So,
Yeah. I don't know.
Or he was just looking to have a good laugh.
I don't know.
Yeah.
He's never
people
there.
Just love to
Watch the
stir
world
shit.
burn.
Yeah.
Well, I hope it turns out better than it sounds in my head. for you
Actually,
guys.
that story is one of my favorites.
Yeah?
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Pretty funny story.
Was everybody just like non-receptive? In
Oh,
the
yeah. It
audience?
was
Yeah,
like,
it was just a lot of head shakes, I think.
Oh,
That one.
fuck.
I love those,
Yeah.
especially being in a metal band.
Yeah,
Yeah.
get those
Is
all
there
the
anything
time.
else we want to plug? I don't know. Just doing this
I've-
tour.
we have a music video of the whole Juggalo thing. You can look at
Yeah,
that.
I don't know. You can get all music free on the internet. In case you didn't know, including ours. So
Yeah, and they're fucking
just
sick.
Go listen to
I
it.
promise you that.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Come to the shows.
Come to the shows.
There's like 16 or 17 shows left, so
Yeah, we're playing pretty much
Yeah.
everywhere in Ontario. So if you live somewhere in Ontario, there's
yeah.
Name a few, just name them off the top of your head.
Owen Sound, London, Windsor, Niagara, Hamilton,
Guelph. Toronto,
Toronto,
Ottawa,
Ottawa, Kingston.
Owen Sound,
Yeah.
Windsor.
I
Did you
said
say
those.
Windsor?
Yeah.
You said both
I think
Owen
that's pretty
Sound
much
and
all
Windsor.
those. But that's like
Was there a double booking?
there's a lot.
Oh,
there's a lot of
shit.
places.
Did Gord Downey die again?
No, but that's cool. You guys are really sweeping like the Ontario spectrum pretty hard. So,
Yeah, why not?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty bumping over
We
here.
almost had a show at the Boston Pizza in Tillsonburg.
Oh my god!
Yeah. I
The
wish
methadone
that
capital
happened.
of the world.
Whoa, really? We
Is
played
it?
there once before, and it was actually pretty fun.
Cool. At the Boston Pizza?
No, in Tillsonburg at Chasers, I think.
Who
it was.
even books a Boston Pizza?
I know, that's what I'm wondering.
This guy Ben. At
Oh yeah,
Andres.
Ben.
Boston
Fucking
man.
Ben.
He tours with bands and
We
like
play-
books tours. He was just like, yeah, I could probably book you the Boston Pizza for like $100. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, we've had shows there before, and somehow it like works. I'm like,
Somehow it works.
yeah, like,
That's
sure,
hilarious, man.
fucking, we'll do.
I
that,
wish that was
definitely.
happening so much. We played at Chili's once, but it wasn't actually
Oh my
like
God.
it wasn't the chain. It was just a restaurant also called Chili's. They like didn't understand how copyright laws work. Maybe it's like that.
What
It's
was
like,
their
how are we
logo?
playing a Boston Pizza? And then you show up and it's just like a Boston Pizza. But
Some dude just beats your ass. I'm walking here.
Walking
it's
here.
Ed's
Hot dogs.
Boston's Pizza.
Yeah. It's Boston's Pizza.
It's Boston Pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that's funny. Yeah, if you guys dig what you heard, go check these boys out at Harmony Lunch tonight. Show starts at 8 o'clock, I believe. 8 o'clock, 8:30.
Yeah.
They'll probably be on around 10:30, 11, if my estimations
Just
are
show up at
correct.
8 when the show
Depends
starts.
how
Show up when the show
fast
starts. Stay for the whole thing.
bands
You might
can
learn
change.
something.
Yep.
Oh, what are you going to
Thing or
teach
two.
them?
Well, I don't know. Like, how many times do you go to a show and you only go to see your friends, so you miss out on like a
Oh,
band
yeah,
that was
yeah,
really
yeah.
good.
True.
And how many times when you stick around for the whole thing, you're like, whoa, that one band.
Yeah.
Every time. Literally every time.
Yeah.
Or you like learn
Or you
how
walk
much
away
a
with a
band
story,
really
yeah.
sucked, and then
Yeah.
you
Can
go
you
tell all your
your
friends.
It's still a good
Yeah.
laugh at the end of the
Yeah.
day. You're just like, oh, remember that?
They still experience something.
Remember Acid Fuzz?
I can already picture acid fuzz.
Do you guys want to hear a quick story before you go?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, Ian, lay it on him.
Yeah, so we played with this band called Acid Fuzz.
Sick.
Yep, and they were also a two-piece. They were way more psychedelic. So their vocalist comes in. He's got like straightened blonde hair with like the rose-colored glasses, and he's got like 3 Marshall cabs with like the School of Rock flying V. And then the drummer comes in, and they're like, "We need a drum kit." And we're like, "Oh, like a backline? Yeah, sure, we got that.
Yeah,
Load it up."
sure.
Oh, we don't have any cymbals or sticks or stands.
They came with nothing.
Oh, the
But,
reason
like,
why that
all-
happened was because our van burned down, although our 3 Marshall cabs are fine.
The van burnt down.
Yeah.
Van burned
And then they, oh yeah, and then,
How
they,
did
and then
they
they,
transport
right
all the
down to the
and then they
cabs.
show up in a van.
Yeah, because how else
With-
do you get all the
Exactly.
stupid cabs there?
So they show up, they set up all their stuff, and they play this kind of brutal set, do some Stooges covers that are
Just whatever.
Sound like
And,
fish.
yeah. Nailed it. And you know how bands do that kind of rock and roll thing at the end where it's like, you know, the whole
Yeah.
shebang.
Yeah, we do that all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But what do you do when the guitarist who's doing that tunes up before that moment? Like they play the song, they're done.
They tuned his guitar for the whirlwind finish. That's really weird.
Because he wanted it to be in tune? Or
Exactly. I don't know.
That's really weird.
And then at the end, yeah, that was pretty much it. And then they just kind of like
Never play
disappeared.
there again.
Yep.
It's off into the ether.
Yep. So that was interesting.
Yeah, I'm so glad there's so many bands like that all over the place.
Man, I have some hard opinions. Yeah.
Shout out to Acid Fuzz.
Yeah.
yeah. All the love in the
Yeah.
world.
Well, dudes, it was a pleasure having you guys on. Like,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah,
awesome
thank
to
you
come
for
all the way
stopping
from
by.
here to,
Great.
you know, stop by and
Will you guys come back?
yeah,
we'll
please
come
come back. Please be our friends.
Sure. What are you doing tomorrow? We'll hang out.
If you guys ever need a boost, an energy boost
We-
for your van,
Might need a boost.
Yeah,
so
never
you have my
fucking
phone
know.
number now forever.
Yeah.
True.
Make sure to follow us at
Ape
channel.
Audio. And and on the YouTube channel, and on the Instagram, and on Twitter.
Everywhere else.
Who
And
uses
remember,
our Twitter?
All the I just
Do you do?
it auto posts to the
You Twitter?
Okay, cool.
It's pretty low effort.
and make sure
To follow these dudes on their Instagram
Go to their show tonight.
The Faps.
thank you.
and anywhere else.
Try not to follow us like on tour, because that's stalking, and it's kind of happened to us before.
Yeah.
And it's not very cool.
No, you can do it if you're all
I guess
right.
okay,
If you're a
we're
calm
friends
stalker.
or whatever, if we know you, you can follow us, or
Um,
if you're gonna actually help us do things.
Find us on streaming, but be aware that there's a really misogynist, gross band also called the Faps from Texas.
Fuck those guys.
Fuck those guys.
Those
Yeah.
guys.
And
confuse us
so
with
don't
them.
confuse us with them, but if it's good, it's us. Bye.
Well, you guys come up first when you type in the Faps, so
Oh, good.
there you go.
So you
yeah,
win.
we're trying to work on that.
Yeah. Great.
And remember to fist.
My bells.
Fist that bell.
Fist the bell.
All right,
Fist the
guys.
shitter.
Later.
Peace.